This is Flowers on the Stage.
Playing drums with my brother, just dropping some fat beats on some paint buckets, and and just messing around. When I was a little kid playing on pots and pans. I do remember, like real young too, like when I was going to church as a little boy. There was like a kind of like an African hand drumming crew that always played at the church that my parents took us to, and I got to play with them a bunch when I was little. So that was really cool, playing a bunch of hand drums really early too. I always have like a real fun one when I was in fourth grade. Um, Me and my band, we were called Kerosene, and we played like pretty much Nirvana covers. And I think we played a bunch of Nirvana songs at like some church talent show. And I just remember like all these old ladies like, oh, just like classic like little kids like playing some like real edgy Nirvana songs and cussing and stuff and feeling on top of the world. It was so fun. But yeah, real early memories. Yeah, the earliest would probably be playing on our paint bucket drum kit that my brother built. It was like a real snare drum, and then I had like a couple different toms, but they're like a fourth of a 5 gallon and like a half of one and like three-fourths of one, and we had like one ride cymbal and a hi hat. And it was a pretty cool drum kit actually that my brother built, and yeah, we spent a lot of time messing around on those paint buckets. It was pretty awesome. So
Oh yeah,
that's definitely probably the earliest memories.
formative years.
Yeah, three, four, five, banging
So
away.
looking at, all the action since then, I'd love to hear what you've learned is most important with being a good collaborator, in all the decades of music. Like, what have been the most important lessons you've learned?
I think the most important lesson of being a collaborator, obviously, I've been playing with the Papadosio guys for 18 years now, which is crazy. I was in a lot of bands before that, and I feel like, when you're younger, you're real excited and you want to like show off and like not pay attention sometimes when you're playing with people and shred it up super hard. And as you get older, you realize like, wow, like some of the things that we did when we were younger and our bad habits, playing with people doesn't serve the music really well, and you kind of start listening more as you just mature a little bit over the years. And I think the most important thing with collaborating with people is playing simply and listening to then be able to build on what's happening together as a unit to try to become one together and not overplaying. And I'm lucky to obviously play with the guys that I get to perform with all the time because everyone's a really good listener and really wanting to support each other in the sonic realm. Like when someone's taking like a lead or taking up more space sonically, just kind of learning how to like lay back and just kind of lock in and just support what's happening to lift that section up proper. So yeah, I think just getting a lot of space and collaborating when we're playing together with anyone. Like whenever I go out to like a funk jam or a jam at the Cavo Lounge here in town, like there's so many incredible players, and you get up there and you're doing an improv with people. It's just yeah, just trying to be simple and just listening and not trying to step on anyone's toes. And I think that it just starts coming more naturally as you get older. But it definitely takes practice playing with a lot of different types of people and learning how to yeah to fit in um, and like do it musically and not do it in like an annoying way. Like look at me, which is fun sometimes too. But um, yeah, listening was so important for sure.
How do you feel like someone gets better at listening, becomes a better listener?
Once you become proficient enough, I'm not saying like mastered like your craft. Like no one's ever mastered their craft. You're always learning till you die. You know, it's just a constant process of learning. But once you get to a place of being pretty comfortable where you can be playing music without really thinking about it, and it's just kind of just like just happening. I feel like once you get to a place of confidence when you're playing with other people, when you're able to just like step away from what your body is doing and like where your mind's going and just try to like sit back and then just like look and observe and watch what other people are doing, um that's just like such a important place to get to then be able to listen comfortably without having to focus on your part. Like when you're so
Mhm.
focused on what you're playing, um it's hard to listen to what you can only just like zoom in on what you're doing. It's like really difficult to hear what other people are playing if you're not comfortable with your part or your playing. Yeah, so it takes time to get to that level of being a musician on any instrument for sure. um like I have a lot of work to do on guitar, bass, and keys. I'm excited to learn more and more and more. It's just takes a while to get really really comfortable to where you can just step back and close your eyes and not even really have any idea what you're doing, but you're locked in.
Mhm.
um yeah, so keep practicing to get to that point for anybody out there. And then you can just create so much more and just get in that flow state of doing whatever you want to do musically. I'm on the spot. It takes time,
Mhm.
but it's pretty cool.
I'm curious what your perspective is on those times where, it's an amazing set and it feels like it can go by in the blink of an eye, and it's like an hour's passed by in a second. Like what do you think's happening in the mind of the listener or in the musician, like that causes that kind of feeling?
Like when time flies by, I feel like it's um there's like that thing, people like to call flow state or whatever, and you're just like in the zone. Um and when that happens and like everything's gelling, like the music does fly by really quick. I feel like when an improv sucks and it's like not that fun and everyone's trying, it's just like it's pretty good. Those kind of feel like they're taking forever. We're like, all right, let's wrap this one up and get to the next part, um, which happens all the time too. But when everyone's firing and the jam is going really well, um, yeah, it is weird. You do kind of just like get lost in the moment, and yeah, I guess that's kind of like a just like when you're like skateboarding or just cruising around town, just like in that flow state, or mountain biking or surfing, you're just like locked in. It just goes by really fast. I guess when you're having fun doing anything, it goes by really fast. I feel like.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I don't. It's hard to describe. Um, yeah, you just being in the zone in that flow state and just seeing what happens.
Don't miss Papadosio playing 2 nights at the Mishawaka Amphitheater in Bellevue, Colorado, September 20th and 21st. Featuring support from Mindex, Duffrey, Feel, and more. Grab your tickets now at papadosio.com.
Would you say that writing music, playing music is, or even listening to music is a spiritual thing for you?
Yeah, I do for sure. Um, I definitely, I've had many experiences in my life with music taking me to like, you know, an enlightened kind of experience, either with psychedelics or without. You know, I remember so many times before college, even just like um, high school and junior high, and back in the day of putting a bunch of CDs in your multi-disc player and listening to all your favorite albums front to back, and just having, you know, experiences just by myself, just like listening to like, Radiohead and Tool and things when I was younger, and just like getting chills, from listening to just next level music, Pink Floyd, the Beatles, and just like, almost brought to tears. Things are just so beautiful. And I love that feeling of music. And if it's, just the love of playing, or just like the being in that place of like appreciation for the music, or the solo, or whatever's happening in the song, or the lyrics, being really attached to what someone's singing about. Yeah, it's definitely a spiritual experience for me. And I've had many times, on psychedelics too, like shredding hand drums at festivals, or, like um, playing with people, you know, tripping out, having a blast, and really, oh my goodness, my dog's trying to get out of the cage. Hey, Ryan, get back in there. Puppy. Puppy is a giant Anatolian Shepherd. Hey, it's okay. Lie down. Um, but yeah, it's really special. Getting to that place, listening to music and playing music, and feeling like it is a spiritual practice all the time. Um, and trying to have that mindset too about playing and putting love into what you're doing and what you're playing, and just like really trying to like feel good about it, and just like put that positive energy out, back to other people. Um, I definitely try to go into it all the time with that mindset, which is cool.
I love it. I love it. How much of what you play is something that you've been taught versus something that you're kind of just intuiting?
So I am pretty much self-taught. I took like a few lessons when I was really little and quit, and didn't really stick to it. And then my older brother pretty much taught me a lot, and I feel like I learned so much in different periods of my childhood and development. I mean, I learned like a lot when I was really young from my brother, and then I feel like I just played in a. I've never not been in a band since fourth grade, so I've always like gone from one band to the next, and I've always just kept playing with people and learning by listening to my favorite bands. But I didn't go to school for music, and definitely just tried to pick up my skills, here and there over the years. And I did have one really cool experience when I was like in 11th grade. I did like this world percussion festival program at Berkeley College of Music for like a week. It was like a cool camp, and I feel like that one week I learned like 5 years of drumming or something. It's just like drums all day long, every day for a week. And I remember that being like a real pivotal point in my high school path of playing in like hip hop groups, and like wannabe Rage, Nirvana, Smashing Pumpkins, Tool groups, like all different kinds of wannabe '90s bands. So we had a lot of fun rocking out in high school. But that, and then I played in a steel drum band, like ensemble at my high school, Clark Montessori in Cincinnati, and got to perform all over the country in a steel drum group, playing some of the steel pan, but mostly rocking the drum set and doing timbali solos and stuff. And I learned a lot there, just from the different teachers that I had at that time. And yeah, that was really really fun. I really enjoyed that in high school. That was cool. Um, but yeah, honestly, like joining Papadosio, and before Papadosio, I played a little bit in this metal band called Skeleton Witch for a couple months, just playing death metal, and that like made me get faster at blast beats. And then Papadosio started, and it was just more my style of all around playing a little bit of every style of music. But really, joining Papadosio helped me get a lot more serious and even more skilled. Like I never played much to a click track, really, to metronome before Docio, and I remember early on, rushing the beat a lot and having to learn how to settle down and calm down and kind of lock in to the music to make it feel right. And with many years of practice at performing live, I've become pretty good with playing to the metronome and playing with the guys. Um, but yeah, it took some practice for sure. Like I wasn't great at it early on. I remember, the classic situations of speeding up a lot and then oh my god, and then half timing, and then it was just like, all right, let's do it again. Um, and just learning how to mature with playing with people and being locked in to a click, because most of our music is there's so many sequences and loops and a lot of time coded stuff. So it's yeah, it's been a process, but yeah, I've been pretty much self taught my whole life, just with a couple little things here and there that have helped me along the way. And man, there's so much to learn. Like I'm ready to learn more. Like it's a never ending journey. I want to play more hand drums too. I love hand drums. Um, but yeah, it's a process for sure. And my journey is different than everyone's. I definitely learned the most from listening to my favorite bands and just like working on my ear training. So yeah, kind of awesome.
What would you say in terms of like shifts in your mindset or changes in the way you think over the years have had the biggest impact on you?
Yeah, I've had lots of changes in my mindset over the years. The scene has changed a lot too ever since we've been around. It's ever changing, especially with like the jam scene or the electronic scene and the DJ scene. Um, it's just it's different now than it used to be back in the day for a lot of touring acts. It's harder out there these days. Everything's so expensive and it's tough to get around everywhere. But I feel like with all these years of touring, I feel like the main thing that I take away from it constantly every year is just like the one constant is always change and changing with the times and being present with the different touring climate and just trying to be aware of being easy on yourself and continually just trying to show up and do a good job at whatever you're doing. Um, and for me, I guess the the best things that I don't know, I guess for me personally, like I avoided, um, just going to mental health therapy or whatever for many many years, until this year really I started going, and it's been so amazing for my life just to like talk to someone that's not my band or my wife or my friends and process the world and relationships and life and this journey and how important that is for everyone to do. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I think it's really hard out there for a lot of people, especially in the music industry these days. And um, I think the one thing to always just remind yourself it's everything's going to be okay and just keep working hard and never give up. Just don't stop touring or playing, and things will work out. Um, and it's easy to say that because I've been doing it for 18 years, but it's been super hard to be doing it for 18 years. And I have so many friends out there that are crushing it, and so many that are not. And it's just it's hard, but you just got to keep on showing up and keep making music and keep playing shows no matter what. Um, I don't really even remember what the question was, but
Yeah,
keep
well, I
on
was
moving
asking about
forward.
like biggest shifts in, the way you think over the years and definitely like embracing change. Um,
Yeah,
I mean, that's a huge one, you know?
Yeah, that's a constant for sure. Like, the music industry is constantly changing, and the one thing that, you know, it's harder for, I feel like, some, I wouldn't say older musicians, but just people that came up at a different time with social media being something different than it is now, and that changes every year. I mean, all this every 3 months, every 6 months, there's some new way to get people's attention. It's just always changing. But being aware of that and then trying to rally your team together to work on those things, and to be aware of how quick things do change. Like I remember back in the day, like we would make a post on Facebook and oh my God, so many people would see it. And now like you have to pay everybody to see anything. So it's very different. Especially with showing art and selling tickets. Well,
For sure.
well, yeah, embrace the change. Keep on working. Mhm.
This is Flowers on the Stage, a podcast about being creative and finding success. To support it, please check out our sponsors, New Belgium Brewing and Thrax CBD. And now, back to the episode.
I'm curious, in what ways do you think being a dad has caused you to grow with your character?
Oh man, it's been incredible. I've always known I wanted to be a dad. Early on in my life, I just waited till our young 30s. It's crazy. My daughter's gonna be 7 this fall. My son just turned 5. It's kind of wild. Um, but it definitely put things into perspective. I mean, before I had kids, we would be on like 3 month long tours. Like we don't do that too much anymore. Now we're weekend warriors because we're all trying to get home. Now there's 3 dads in the band. It's changed some perspective for sure. I definitely like love leaving and coming home. I mean, oh my God, sleeping at a hotel is like the coolest thing ever now. Getting a full night's sleep when I leave to go on tour. Um, but it's you know, I've always felt somewhat like a dad from the beginning in the band before I had kids. Just like this, I have that kind of energy and just wanting to take care of things and make sure everyone's feeling good about life. I've always been kind of like that counselor, therapist style kind of guy in the band, anyways, with all the guys. I'm always good with talking stuff out. Um, but once I had kids, it's just, yeah, just that perspective of, wow, I got to keep crushing these shows to support my family too, and show them how awesome and blessed this life really is. Getting to make music and create with a bunch of people is just extremely rare, and not too many people get this opportunity, and it's been really cool showing that to my kids. And my living room is hilarious. It's just like drums everywhere and guitar and keyboards, just a musical mess. But it's great because like every day we're in there making music together. Either it's 7:30 in the morning or it's in the afternoon, and my son's banging away on some drums and Cora's singing super loud. It's really fun. But yeah, I guess it's made me be a little bit more serious in my life too, and take um, just the touring and the business aspect of Papadosio more serious. And you know, it's hard for us to like um, be just out on the road forever and just playing millions of shows like back to back to back. Like we all need to get home as quick as possible, and I'm doing the classic pick up and drop off with school and flying out on the weekends. So it's kind of crazy. It's awesome too.
If you could write one piece of advice that would be in your children's pocket for the rest of their life, what would it be?
Yeah, I would definitely give the classic advice of follow your dreams regardless of how how difficult it might look. Because pretty much, I know my case is rare, but everyone forever, is pretty much would tell most musicians go get a real job always, because it's so difficult to make it. But I think the the trade off that you have in life, of following, especially an artistic passion, um, any from any aspect of it, from being a painter or a ceramic or glass artist or musician, whatever. If that's something that you fall in love with and you have a dream to like follow any passion like that, to do it. And it's going to be super, super, super hard. It's going to be so difficult for so many years. And it might never seem like it's ever going to pay off. But if you just literally put your head down and just grind forever, you eventually can get to a place of feeling that true sense of freedom of being able to do whatever you want, regardless of money. And then you realize, like, wow, the money aspect, yeah, it's important in life, but following your passion is so much more important because, like, you live once and you don't want to let this life go by doing things you don't really want to do. And um, yeah, trying to go after your passions no matter what.
Hmm.
I'll try to obviously support my kids to do that, but for anyone out there though, like, it's, I don't know. I know so many people that go down the path of making tons of money and they're just super unhappy. So try to find what makes you happy and go after that, and then the money will come eventually.
Hmm.
I don't know.
With that said, I'm curious, aside from money, professionally, like, what would you say is most important for you with how you define success for yourself?
Yeah, I feel like I'm just getting started in some ways. You know, with all of that, because I've been playing, over 1,000 shows or whatever, but I feel like I'm just like scratching a whole new chapter in my life. And um, yeah, I guess success to me is obviously being able to provide for your family and keep your lights on. Yeah, being able to, yeah, just feel like you're doing something positive and good, and feeling that from people, like when I play shows and I get um responses from people that love us, like, that was the greatest night of my life, or it was the best show I've ever seen, or you changed my life, thank you so much for your music, and all of these incredible compliments. I totally feel that feeling of, wow, I totally made it. Like, there's like, you know 100 people at this show, like no one came, but the five people that were there, like, literally, had a life-changing experience, and that, like, literally makes me feel like I'm succeeding whenever something like that happens. And I know that happens a lot, but just being
Yeah,
able
with
to feel,
that, you're
yeah,
very there's a lot of success there with
yeah,
Papadosio.
and I feel that, I feel like being able to feel the love and appreciation from people that come to watch my band play and watch me play. Like, I definitely, I try to send it regardless if there's 10,000 people or there's 100 people, and it's like, it's amazing to feel that feeling from people that love love music, and that's success for me. And obviously, I want to play everywhere and keep 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 on rocking regardless of whatever happens in my life. I just want to perform as much as possible, and yeah, I just love making people smile and playing some fat beats, and writing more music too. So it's yeah, I feel very blessed. But yeah, that's success to me. Like I definitely feel like I've made it, in that level. Obviously, there's so much growth to happen in my life in so many directions. I have lots of hobbies, and um, yeah, I would say that's that success feeling for me is feeling reciprocal love and sharing space with people and bringing joy and feeling joy. It gives me joy, seeing people happy. So we all need it.
Yes. Yes.
So,
So knowing that, you're dialed in on, keeping the dream alive, what do you think future Mike would say to you now if given the chance?
well, I definitely would say, um, congratulations, you are entering a new chapter. My kids are going to kindergarten and first grade. So I'm gonna get some days back in my life. Um, yeah, future Mike would be, you know, telling me to work even harder. Honestly, like let's go. This is time, and excited to play more music and to create more and write more songs and just have more fun. And literally, that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm doing, I think, exactly what future Mike would want me to do right now. Um, so that's exciting. Um, yeah, it's been a I've been having a great year. I've been getting back in sorts of things, working out more, trying to be more mentally and emotionally healthy and eating well, all these things that everyone starts to pay attention to as you're almost 40. Just like, trying to just like take care of myself and be healthy and be easy on myself, not be hard. Try to relax with the pressures of life and just try to just, you know, the mountain is always so massive of things to do, but just keep chipping away at one thing at a time. And
Mm.
yeah, just trying to be easy with myself this year and just, have fun and work on a lot of stuff. So exciting. But yeah, I think future Mike would want exactly that.
Hell yeah. I'd love to hear what your favorite qualities are of a great leader.
Hmm, favorite qualities of a great leader. I would say someone that is down to earth and can connect with many different types of people, and get on their level and be compassionate and understanding of each other's differences, and someone that's willing to break bread with everyone, really. Yeah, just like um, yeah, just showing up with love, moving forward with love always, and compassion, are really great qualities of a good leader. I would love to see good leadership in this world. So yeah, it's yeah, someone that cares about everyone and the environment. So yeah,
Amen.
yeah, for sure.
Can you talk to me about some of the specific things you admire about the other guys in the band?
Oh man, so many things. Um, yeah, everybody is. I feel like everyone is like so different in my band, and we all like kind of fit like a real nice um, puzzle together. We all fit like really nice pieces, and man, I admire so much like at everybody. Yeah, everyone is like we're all so different, and oh my gosh, the Brouses are just both just completely hilarious. They're definitely comedians, and they always brighten the mood all the time on tour and make everyone laugh all the time. I just love being around them and their energy, and Rob is always just like straight chilling. He's just such a homie. We always like such a great time just hanging out. It's just really understanding. He's a great listener. I mean, everyone's a great listener. Anthony is just such a great. He's really a great leader in our group. Always, um, bringing things to the table that need to be discussed, and having a really good foresight on things that when you got to work on together. And he's been doing a lot of management things this year, and it's just been yeah, it's just incredible working with everyone. Like Anthony and Sam are always bringing so many ideas to the table. Anthony is just like an incredible wizard of. He's a mad scientist. I want more of his work ethic in my life. He's such a badass. Um, and I mean, Billy is just like an endless encyclopedia of knowledge. It's ridiculous. Like he knows so much history about, I don't know, every war from the beginning of time, and just like he just always has all these different facts that he just. So I was listening to some podcast all the time, and I just love the endless encyclopedia of information. It's pretty awesome. Um, yeah, everybody's so we're all a bunch of weirdos, a bunch of cartoon characters. It's really awesome. Somehow we're still hanging out 18 years later, and it's just we're just lucky. Like we like any band, we have hard times for sure, and you're frustrated at each other. But most of the time, we always have like a really good time together. And yeah, I think that's special. I think that takes work too. Um, I think we're all at a point in our life of like, all right, if there's any bullshit we want to talk about, let's just fucking talk about it. Let's just get it over with and hash it out so we can have more positive vibes about whatever situation is going on. And it feels good to be in that place with each other. I know when we were younger, we would, sweep some things underneath the rug and not deal with things until there was some argument that needed to be had to then hash something out. So like we're just in like I feel like a good clear communication place in our career together, and that's awesome. And I'm really stoked about that. And yeah, feels good. But yeah, we're a bunch of characters. Oh my god, I love everyone so much. Jeez, bunch of husbands.
Quite
It's
the crew.
crazy. Yeah. I got like four
Quite the
husbands. It's
squad.
wild. Yeah. Bunch of characters.
No, but seriously, man, thank you so much for taking the time joining me here for all the years of music. Definitely echo the sentiment talking earlier about your success and just like, yeah, how big of an impact, getting to go to Papadosio shows and the times had there has had on me and my friends. Just can't thank you enough and I couldn't be rooting you on anymore.
Hell yeah.
Just thank you for everything.
Oh, appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna keep rocking. Don't really know what else to do. So keep on playing some shows. You know, and many
Well, I'll be
more.
there.
Hell yeah, I hope you can come to the Mishawaka. It's our first
Yes,
time
sir.
ever.